The UK could be looking to restore its permanent military presence in the Gulf, regaining its influence east of Suez that was given up several decades ago. That's the conclusion from a report by a defence think tank with close ties to the armed forces. Let's get up to speed on this one. RT's Polly Boyker, our correspondent in London for us. Hi, Polly. Nice to see you. Why Britain? Why now?
Well, there have been signs for quite some time that the UK is very interested in the Gulf states. They've been doing a lot of business together. David Cameron did a tour of the Middle East last November, pushing to sell British-made fighter jets. The Defence Secretary, Philip Hammond, he was there last year talking about stepping up military cooperation with the United Arab Emirates. Even the royals are in on it. Prince Charles did a tour of the Middle East just last month. So the ties are there, and there's really been an intensification of cooperation recently with this government especially. Now, RUSI is a world-renowned defence think tank. They're credited with really influencing government defence policy. So these recommendations and what they're talking about in this paper today shouldn't be taken lightly. The paper today talks about the fact that it might be, Britain might be considering stepping up its military presence in the Gulf states, especially next year after they pull out from Afghanistan. Now, that would be quite a departure from 40 years ago when they actually shut down a string of defense bases in the Gulf states. And they say that it might be wise, considering that the unrest taking place in the Arab states at the moment. They might want to preempt trouble if they're based in the Gulf states at the moment. On the other hand, there is, of course, the problem of some of the human rights records of some of the countries that they might be dealing with. That might not be too good for Britain's image. And of course, talking about returning to the Middle East in terms of military presence might force some observers to talk about a return to imperial powers and imperial aspirations. So to talk about Britain's presence in the Gulf states, I'm joined in the studio by Chris Bambury. He's a political analyst. Chris, the RUSI paper says that increased military presence in the Gulf would be justified, considering the instability that we're witnessing at the moment in the region. What do you think?
Well, I think an increased British military presence in the Gulf can only add to instability rather than helping it stabilise. I mean, what is instability in the Gulf states at the moment? Internally to the Gulf states, what they're talking about is the democracy movements we've seen in Bahrain in particular, but Kuwait and elsewhere. Is Britain going to intervene against a democracy movement demanding human rights and self-determination? No. I think the real issue when you talk about stability is Iran. And what we're seeing at the moment, I think, is clear, is aside from sanctions against Iran imposed by America and the EU, is also an American-led military build-up, which Britain is engaged in the Persian Gulf, which is deliberately aimed as part of an attempt to put the pressure on the Iranian regime. And it is very clear as well that the Gulf states, and in particular Saudi Arabia, which is the power behind the Gulf states, are very nervous and always have been nervous about Iranian hegemony in the region. So I think you have to see this as potentially a move against Iran, backing up the Americans who've got a major fleet in there.
What about the question of money? We know that Britain is very strapped for cash. The Arab states are swimming in it. If you've got a cash cow, why not milk it?
Well, David Cameron and the royal family, as you mentioned in intro, have been milking it. They've literally been taking a begging bowl around the Arabian Peninsula, asking for money and selling anything they can in return for it. Actually, there are very close ties between the United Arab Emirates and Britain. I mean, there is some £14 million, £1 billion worth of trade between the two. Qatar is the biggest supplier of Britain of natural gas, and I think they'd be keen in developing that to ease a dependence on Russia because of tension occasionally between Britain and Russia as well. But I think we have got to put it in a context of this is a return to sort of an imperial policy which has been spearheaded by the United States, with Britain trailing behind. And therefore, the decision to increase any military presence in the Gulf, as I say, will add instability. It's interesting they have not chosen the report, they've not chosen to base it in Bahrain. Traditionally, that's where the British base was in the Gulf, and it's where the ships which are there, stationed there at the moment still are. It's going to be in the UAE. So clearly they're worried about instability in Bahrain and whether the Al Khalifa regime can last that much longer.
Chris Bambury, thank you very much for your comments. In December, the UK Chief of Defence Staff said that after Afghanistan, the Gulf will become the UK's main military effort, and it looks like this report is proving that theory correct, especially if, according to Rusi, there could be a lot of money to be made in the Gulf states for the British government.
Yeah, we'll follow it closely. Polly Boyka, Chris Banbury, thanks very much.